Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being with me today. My name is Cameron Smith, and I specialize in our local for ASP programs here at Unbound Medicine. Today, I want to help you and your institution maximize the effectiveness of your ASP programs. With our local for ASP solution, we take your local antibiograms and your guidelines, and we make them available to everyone at your institution easily and affordably. I know you're all very busy, and I want to stick to our schedule, so I will dive right in. Here's a brief overview of what I'll cover today. First, I'll describe Unbound Medicine's award-winning platform, UCentral. Then we'll discuss how and where your local content fits in, from uploading to distribution. Then we'll talk about the integration with the Johns Hopkins ABX guide before I show you a quick demonstration on my phone. After that, we'll switch over and take a look at UCentral on the web, as that's also an option. If there's any time at the end, we'll take some questions as well. So the UCentral platform. This is a great illustration of how our platform works. We take your information and integrate it with the Johns Hopkins guide and throw in some additional helpful tools like favorites, a bookmarking feature, as well as notes and calculators. We even include access to the PubMed database. We bundle all of that together on our UCentral platform and distribute it to your users on an app version as well as the web. Additionally, while you're using the app on your mobile device, you don't actually need Wi-Fi to browse. With our local for ASP projects, we partner with your institution to publish and disseminate your local content. This includes institutional branding, your local guidelines, antibiograms, and additional topics. We put those all together on our platform and integrate it with a Johns Hopkins antibiotic guide. The Johns Hopkins ABX guide is the #1 rated antibiotic resource. It's updated regularly, and it's an exclusive title here at Unbound Medicine. For those of you who already have the Johns Hopkins ABX guide, you're familiar with our platform. This is the same platform that we use to load and distribute your local content. So let's see how all of this ties together on a mobile device. Here you'll see my iPhone screen. This is our UCentral homepage. I went to the App Store and I downloaded UCentral for free, and I logged in with my institutional credentials. Now on this home screen, you'll see the Johns Hopkins ABX guide seated right next to our local content, in this case, UB Hospital. In addition, there's those tools that I referenced earlier, favorites and notes, as well as calculators, and those prime resources which connect your users to the PubMed database. But let's take a look at our local channel. Here you can see we have institutional branding across the top of the screen, as well as custom indexes. For this example, we have stewardship policies, antibiograms, algorithms, and an about section. Of course, we can expand upon this list as it pertains to your institution. But let's take a minute and look at our local antibiograms. So with just the tap of a finger, we can view our antibiograms loaded as images, where we can zoom in and reformat as needed. Of course, this would work on a tablet as well. Here you'll see local branding, so your users are always sure they're researching local content and they have access to the most local information. Now, to be clear, your local content is shared only within your institution to your users. In the bottom right corner of my screen, you'll see a hollow star. If I tap on that, I've added this to my favorites. I can go to my home page, to that favorites list, and we've made it that much easier to jump right back into your local antibiograms. Now for some integration. To the left of my yellow star, you'll see two opposing arrows. These are our crosslinks. By tapping on that option, you'll see I have a list of related content, in this case, from the Johns Hopkins guide. We have the ability to extract the data within your antibiograms to make this linking possible. As easy as that, we can start reading about cefepime seamlessly in the ABX guide. Now let's try a universal search. In the upper right corner of my screen, you'll see a magnifying glass. If I tap on that, I have the option to do a search. Let's try urinary tract infections. As soon as I start typing, you'll see my list start to fill up below with appropriate links. We have UTI guidelines from the Johns Hopkins guide, but you'll see that we also have UTI guidelines from our local content as well. Let's follow that. Just like that, we're back in our local guidelines reading about UTIs. We can include images, which again we can zoom in on, and scroll through our local information. Sections are separated by the highlighted blue text. As I scroll through my resource, you'll see at the bottom we have the ability to create a references section. You may remember earlier I mentioned we give your users access to the PubMed database. Using that same tool, Prime, we're able to integrate PubMed IDs into your content in your references sections. What that does is connect your users directly with the primary literature, all within the uCentral app. Now let's take a look at uCentral on the web. Here you'll see I've included a screenshot of uCentral on a web interface. The functionality is the same. We happen to be looking at an entry on C. diff. The center of the screen is the bulk of our information with those images again. And on the right-hand side, we have crosslinks and related topics. On the left-hand side of the screen, we see a sections menu, and this would allow us to jump to information quickly. Once your users create an account and download uCentral on their phones, they can log in on their computers to make sure that their favorites and notes sync automatically. Now we have a better understanding of the uCentral platform and how we use it to load and push out your local content. We then saw the integration with the Johns Hopkins guide. Now, what can be included in one of these local projects? Basically, are there restrictions to what we can and can't include? No. You're welcome to include any documented information that you currently use in your stewardship program. We just showed a few common ideas, like antibiograms and guidelines. We have other clients that use this resource to publish vaccination information, drug formularies, and renal dosing guides. There really is no limit. I wanted to take a minute to go over a few frequently asked questions that we get as well. First of which I commonly hear, is this affordable for small systems? And that's such a great question. We currently work with institutions of all sizes to provide these local channels. In fact, our customers range from very small community hospitals all the way up to multi-hospital health systems. We're able to work with multiple budgets, of course. Also, I commonly get the question, are we able to make changes once this information is live? Absolutely. Again, with our current customers, we schedule out when they update their stewardship programs so we can match it on the uCentral platform, making sure their users always have the most recent up-to-date information. Lastly, a very common question is, how long does this take? How long does it take to create one of these programs? Generally speaking, we are able to create an entire local ASP program and custom channel in around a month. once we receive all of your content. This may depend on the size and scope of your content, but it's a very good guide on creating one of these programs. I want to thank you all so much for your time this afternoon. If you would like to learn more or take a second look at our Local for ASP projects, please feel free to reach out to me directly. Again, my name is Cameron Smith, and you can reach me via email at csmith@unboundmedicine.com. Or if you'd like, you can just give me a call directly at extension 288. I look forward to starting a conversation. And again, thank you for your time.